Well, hello. You're watching Much Ado About Something today, and I'm Donna. In today's video, I'm out here in the yard. You know, we've been planning garden cleanup for a while, and we did have a garden cleanup day last Saturday. We got quite a bit done. I showed you what we got done there in the front flower beds, how Donald took the everything that was dried up and the end of the year stuff and just cut it down to the bottom. And then he made progress yesterday on a couple of more beds. I'm going to come down these steps and I'll take you by here and show you some of the progress that he made in some of the areas. Now over here in this area, we hadn't done a lot of work in this area for very long. But this right here was really overgrown, this garden. I hadn't really done anything with this garden in quite a while. But it needed to come down, and he got all of this cut down. Over here's our little water holding tank. When we try to catch rainwater, we put it in this little holding tank, and he's got it covered up. That's not too appealingly attractive, but it's a very useful thing. So I was glad to see all of this cut down, and we can go ahead and make plans for our future garden here. And it comes right out the side of the house, and that's where the perennial garden is. I still have not cut down the perennial herb garden. I still have to work on that. That is a future project in the making. I've got to cut back. Well, this pineapple sage has really got big this year. It has really grown a lot. I found a little snake when I was pulling the trash can up today. It was right down here in the driveway. I guess it had pulled out there to sun and somebody ran over it. Maybe when their mom, my grandkid's mom, brought them by this morning. I think it probably got ran over when it was sunning in the driveway. But it was just a little brown snake, so it wasn't venomous or anything. I try to always keep up on that. You always want to know what kind of snake or animal or insect is around your home. And so I checked him out. He had a little pink belly. And I just threw him over there in the compost bin because, you know, he was ran over and he wasn't very big, maybe about 6 inches long. Well, over here in this front garden, in this area right here, Donald was busy cutting back. He really cut back a lot. He cut down this crabapple tree that's right here. You can see he cut that down. And this crepe myrtle, he's going to take it down. It has grown to be one-sided. I probably have pointed this out to you before, but as you can see right here, the crepe myrtle is leaning over to the left. It's one-sided because this crabapple tree was right here and they were too close together, and so they didn't form straight and appealing like they should have. We planted them when they were very tiny. The crabapple right here was a gift from Donald's mama years ago. It came off her tree. It was just a little limb when we planted it. And then the crepe myrtle was probably like a Mother's Day or birthday gift that I got one year. And so that crepe myrtle is beautiful. I love the wood that's on a crepe myrtle tree. You can see how the bark peels off of a little crepe myrtle bush and hangs down. That bark is beautiful. And the actual wood on a crepe myrtle is beautiful. I love the look of it, but it's going to come down because it's not in a very appealing way, you know, and it hangs over this driveway and it makes a mess on this driveway. When this thing blooms and the blooms fall off, it's just all over the driveway. So its usefulness has gone. We are not keeping this crepe myrtle in the garden. We're going to go ahead and take that down. And this bed, of course, Donald, he dug a lot of stuff out of this bed. He just cut it down, and there's still more work to be done. There's still more debris and stuff to be carried to the street for the city to pick up. But we got done what we could. Now, I don't work on this flower bed as much as I should. It's out here at the street. It's really close to the street. I don't like working out here this close to the street when there's a lot of traffic or just a lot going on in the neighborhood. I prefer to be up closer to the house, and that's usually where I work. But this is a prominent garden in this yard, and I really need to pay more attention to it. So I'm going to focus more attention on it in the upcoming months, getting this cleaned up and shaped up and add more beauty out here. I do have perennial flowers in this bed, and they come up every year, but I'm just going to give it a little more attention. Over here I have yucca canes. We brought these from the first first trailer that we lived in when we first got married, and they're an addition. You know, that's a Native American root. They ate the yucca canes, and those have a really pretty stalk that grows up in the morning in the middle of it, and it has a beautiful white flower on it. But I'll be leaving those there, but just cleaning up this and adding to this garden. So that's more of the progress that we knew we had to do, and that Donald was able to get done right here in the fall. Now I'll clean up all this debris and take it to the street, and then we'll take this wood in the back to burn in our fire pit, and then we'll just start making the changes and making this look better out here in this little front garden. There is always work to be done, no matter what season it is. This is the cleanup season. This is the cutting back, shaping up, and adding either mulch or compost to these front gardens. And there's still some things that still need to be cut back and trimmed up, but we still have a little bit of time to do that. It's a beautiful day. It's probably in the 70s, and it's just a beautiful day today. Good time to be outside and enjoy the weather. Well, I'm back inside. I've took you around the garden a little bit and showed you what's going on in there. And I've got a request for tips on natural beauty. Believe it or not, I got some requests. Sometimes my requests are through the comments, and sometimes people outside that watch my channel will request things that they would like for me to answer, or things they would like for me to make a video on. And of course, I'm all natural. I love to use natural ingredients whenever I can. That's my choice. You know, there are different kinds of personalities and different kinds of products out there, but usually I generally choose a natural product for anything that I do. And so I'm just going to share 5 tips with you today. Just 5 natural things that I do on a routine basis that is just part of my routine. And since I got a request for this, then I'd be, you know, I try to answer and make videos on as many requests as I get when I can work them in. Well, one of the things that I focus on is trying to do things naturally, as effectively as I can. Now, there are different personalities, and how whatever you choose to your routine and to take care of yourself, that's your personal choice. And I'm all for everybody choosing to do things the way that they like it. You have one life to live. You should be able to express yourself and choose the things that are most comfortable for you. For me, that's an all-natural routine, and I have shared that before on my video, that I wash my face in coconut oil, and I use natural moisturizers. Now, it wasn't very long in 2021 when I had a life-threatening illness and I was hospitalized. Well, due to that experience, I had a condition called telogen effluvium, where a lot of my hair fell out. And one of the things that I used during that time was this is coconut oil, and I had put a few sprigs of rosemary and a few juniper berries in here and let it infuse. And then I would take this and just put a few drops on my fingers and work it into my scalp several times a week. And that encouraged hair growth for me. That worked for me. It was all natural. This is rosemary and juniper berries put in fractionated coconut oil, and it just infused. And then I would use that oil a few drops at a time on my fingers and massage it into my scalp, mainly here, and in particular on one side. On the right side, more hair fell out than the left side. Very strange experience. You can read up on that condition, telogen effluvium, or effluvium theologian, one of those. It's one of, but you can read up on that condition, and it will. You can find out all that encompasses. But the rosemary and the juniper berries helped hair growth for me. That's a very natural solution. It's something that you can obtain those ingredients and make for yourself, and just use that maybe once a month as a hot oil treatment, on your scalp to encourage hair growth. The rosemary stimulates it, and the juniper berries too, and it really worked for me. So that's tip number one. If you want to encourage hair growth, use a rosemary and juniper berry oil infusion and just massage that into your scalp, at least once a month to encourage hair growth. Of course, I was massaging it into my hair at least once a week because, my hair was falling out and I needed it. But that's one of the tips I have for you today. Now, I've shared with you before, one of the moisturizers I love to use is jojoba oil. It's not actually an oil, it's really a wax, but it's great. I use that to moisturize my face. And my sister, she loves to use castor oil around her eyes. So that's a great moisturizer. Those two all natural ingredients right there are great moisturizers. So that's a second tip, is to try those all natural moisturizers. Now, one of the things that I love to do, if you're blow drying your hair, one of the things I would encourage you to remember is to go ahead and moisturize your face before you blow dry your hair. Because when you blow dry your hair, your hair is all around your face, and it's going to dry your face and your neck out. So number 2 tip is moisturize your face before you blow dry your hair to keep it from drying out your face even more, because the drier your face gets, the older everything looks. Now, I love natural beauty. I even love wrinkles because most people earn the wrinkles. They come with age, and by the time you get to the point where you're starting to wrinkle, you've lived some life. You've really been through some things. Now, there are sicknesses and there are other things that impact our health. Stress is probably one of the number one factors. If you can keep yourself as stress-free as possible, that's going to relieve a lot of wrinkles for you. There's not a lot of product that really impacts wrinkles or really stops them. There is one tip at the end of this video that I'm going to give you that I think has the most impact on wrinkles. Now, you want to have as good a diet and as clean a life as you possibly can, because whatever we put in our body, of course, our system, our liver, and our system will have to clean out whatever kind of poisons we're putting in our body. So you want to have as good a diet as you possibly can. I guess that would be my number 4 tip, is to have the best diet you possibly can. Eat the best foods, all natural whole foods if possible, low carbs and no sugars. Just keep it as clean as you possibly can, and that'll keep it, you from wrinkling. Stress-free and good diet. And probably the number 1 tip that I've got to help on wrinkles is sunscreen. Always use your sunscreen. If you're a man or a woman, if you're a person, you need sunscreen. Because as much as we love the sun, as wonderful it is to get our vitamin D and then feel so good to be out in the sun, the effects of it really ages us. So you want to be careful with prominent features like a nose and your ears. My ears usually stay covered up by my hair, but my husband's are always sticking out. So I always remind him, please put sunscreen on your ears and on your nose. And of course, all over your face. The prominent places that stick out will get the most sun. So you want to be sure to use sunscreen. And women, don't forget, especially women, men too, but especially women, because this skin up here on your neck is delicate. Don't forget to use sunscreen on your neck. Keep that covered too, because that'll get in a lot of sun. Sometimes you'll be out in the sun, your face will burn, your neck will burn too. So don't forget to put sunscreen on your neck. That's probably my most prominent tip, is to make sure you always have your sunscreen on when you're going outside. Just put it on in the morning. That way when you step out, you know you're covered. And keep that sunscreen on your face and keep that sun, from baking your skin and causing trouble down the road. Now, Dr. Dray, she's on YouTube. Dr. Dray. She is an excellent board certified dermatologist, and you can learn a lot from her. I love to watch her, and she's got budget friendly, cost effective solutions to your face, to your skin. She's a dermatologist, so she can tell you knowledgeably and expertly things to do to help your skin. And she always includes a budget friendly version, and I really do appreciate that. So I would suggest that you watch Dr. Dray, and she'll give you a lot of tips on how to take good care of your skin. Well, I hope that answers some questions. I hope that helps some people out today, just suggesting those tips. And I hope that, that it'll just help you in some way. And if you have a tip that you would like to share, feel free to just include it in the comments. We would love to read it. I would love to read it. And everybody that reads my comments, and you might help somebody out. So just leave a good all-natural beauty tip in the comments if this interests you and you've got something to say. I would love to hear it. I thank you for joining me today. Let me show you the progress in the garden, and let me share my beauty tips with you today. I hope you have a good day. And like always, until next time.